So for the longest time, I've always had this idea and been told that we should keep up with our habits and we should be super consistent in them. Whether that's, coming down to reading books or, whatever other habit that's popping up. And I found over time that keeping up with habits all the time is very exhausting, especially when they're not your main focus. So, for example, for me, I play guitar, and I do reading and stuff. And I used to be in a position where I was trying to do that every single day, right? And I would say that if you're trying to get into something new, then learning a new habit and having consistency in that can be quite good. But I think there gets to a point where trying to keep up that habit consistency, or at least for me at least, then makes them actually feel like a chore. So for me with guitar, for example, I do enjoy playing it, but I just don't want to play it every day. I mean, usually I might play it like once a week or something. Or, like again, it just depends how I feel. And, as for reading, sometimes I'm, reading tons of pages every day. Other times I just take a break from it. But I think what's become the most difficult thing for me is that when there's just this expectation that we must just turn up every single day to do this thing. And quite frankly, I've got things which I would deem more important, such as, for example, my YouTube and even my AI game development. And I would also almost argue that there's also so much, like, there's only so much mental energy that we can spend every single day, right? And so many things that we can think about and worry about. And for me at least, when I am approaching most of my days, it really is the thought of, right, how can I get my AI game development work done? How can I make sure that I'm getting this done? I'm making sufficient progress. I don't want to have to think about when I'm going to fit in, doing guitar or doing reading or whatever other habit that I'm trying to keep up with. There was a point where I was trying to learn languages as well, and so like all of that just adds on to all the, I guess, the things and the thoughts that are going on in my head. And I think just, yeah, I think what I'm at least finding now, and the point I'm trying to get across is, I feel like that, look, if you're trying to build some, like, on some sort of habit, if it's a very new thing, I would say that consistency is good, right? Now, again, if you're finding that actually as you do it, you're just not really feeling it, it's actually not important or as important to you as you thought it was, then that's another thing. But I'm finding, at least for me, like, if you have built up something of a habit, right, you don't really have much of an issue taking a break from it and getting back into it, and it's not the most important thing for you right now, then don't worry about it, right? Because I think that genuinely that there is only so much mental energy that we have that we can spend on certain things. And I think if certain habits that you feel like and that other people are telling you that you should stay consistent with is disrupting that and is causing your focus and attention to go elsewhere away from things that are more important to you, I think that's where the problem arises. But let me know your thoughts on this video, and I'll chat soon.